We have come together in the presence of God to witness the marriage of Robert and Katrina and to ask God's blessing on them as we share their joy. Katrina and Robert, what a joy it is for us to be gathered here to celebrate your wedding day with you. And I've only had the pleasure of knowing you for a few months, but as I told you when I've prepared you for marriage, I have seldom come across a couple as well suited to each other and well prepared for the joys and challenges of marriage as you.
Sweeps you off your feet. Love is blind.
What an honour it is to be standing up here and celebrating the love of Rob and Katrina with you all. Katrina and I have been lifelong best friends, or at least that sisterly version where sometimes you can hate each other as much as you love each other. She's nodding, yes, it's true. Like most sisters, Katrina and I have never held back from sharing our strong opinions of one another. For instance, we each think that the other person has the worst fashion sense we've ever seen. In fact, I think the only reason she asked me to be in the bridal party was so that she could dictate what dress I would be wearing tonight. She is not denying it.
I don't normally do best man speeches for Rob, but when I do, they're at his wedding.
For those that don't know me, congratulations. I'm Larry, I'm father of the beautiful bride. Now, if any person is offended by the sight of a grown man crying, walk away now, because it's bound to happen. I've worked out that speeches are like babies. They're fun to conceive, but a bit harder to deliver.
When Katrina was in year 4, she joined the school choir. And then one day she came home a little bit upset because the choir teacher, Mrs. West, had pulled her aside of the upcoming performance and asked if Katrina wouldn't mind lip syncing. Which, if anyone has had the displeasure of hearing Katrina sing, won't be a huge surprise, but cruel nonetheless.
She also did dabble in a bit of a wordsmith as a teenager, with what our family has come to know as Katrina-isms. But the classic of all classics was when she said she saw a white rabbit or wolf in the paddock next door. And we said, "Don't be silly, Katrina." Well, she said, "Well, it must have been a figment of my exaggeration." That is the best.
One day as kids, I thought I'd annoy Rob for no particular reason whatsoever. This swiftly led to me getting pushed through a bedroom cupboard. So whilst Rob's nickname at uni was Robert the Robot, he is most definitely capable of displaying emotions when he needs to.
They met while working at Beresford Woolies. Katrina was a checkout chick. So was Robert. When Robert first started dating, we always knew when he was arriving. You could hear that blue Holden Astra a mile away. In fact, his first nickname was Muffler Man. No sneaking home late in that vehicle.
And lastly, I would like to thank Katrina. For without you agreeing to marry me today, this whole experience would be much more awkward. You have stuck with me for the good and bad. You were there when I graduated, when I lost my job, when I got a new job far away, and I can confidently say that wherever you are, I will find home. I love you, Katrina. I will continue to do so, and I will do until I die and whenever comes next. And I believe Katrina has a few words she would also want to share with me.
I guess I can say a few words. Now turning to the quietest overachiever I have ever met. My darling husband, Robert. Words could never fully describe how incredibly blessed I feel to call this man my husband. The way he will show the amazing, patient man that he is in the quietest of small moments. If you'd like to raise a glass to us.
Scripture teaches that marriage is a lifelong partnership, uniting a woman and a man in heart, mind and body. In the joy of their union, husband and wife enrich and respond to each other, growing in tenderness and understanding. Before God and in the presence of us all, Robert and Katrina have joined hands and made their solemn vows, promising lifelong faithfulness to each other. You may kiss the bride. Would you please welcome husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Burgess.
But certainly not least, I am very privileged to announce the arrival of Mr. and Mrs. Burgess.